Thank you.
Tega, I can't see you.
Okay. My feet are cold. Why is
Welcome
the AC on my
inside
feet?
the locker room. Lagos, you are welcome inside the locker room for a beautiful Monday morning. And of course, we've got Tega Onojai Faith at Tega Supreme in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's do that again. Good morning. Okay, she's not going to do it. Good morning, Tega. And of course, I is here in the studio as well.
Yes, I am here. I don't know why you introduced Tega before me, though. Good morning, everyone. I'm the host of the show. Tega is the host of the locker room. I'm the host of the.
Yes, but Tega is going to take us through the locker room. So, yeah.
I'm pulling a
Kayode
Tega.
just like to want to cry.
I'm pulling a
Kai,
Tega
let's
this
let's
morning.
take him out of the studio.
Anyways, Lagos, to
No,
be a
no,
part of our
Bolaji, hold
conversation,
his
don't
leg.
forget, jump in and reach out to us on WhatsApp. It's 0809 And also on Twitter, where it's Smooth981FM with the hashtag LockerRoom981.
All right, so let's go on to our first story. Did you hear that rubbing on my hands? Yes, we're good to go. So if you want to see more of the action, so you're not just listening to us, the best place to go to is YouTube right now.
I did not touch Kayode. You are the only one carrying him.
I'm rubbing my hands. All right, again, most welcome to Locker Room 981, brought to you by Nine Mobile. And our first story here: Nurse can't blame Kawhi for leaving for Clips. Raptors head coach Nick Nurse said he understood why Kawhi Leonard decided to leave the team after winning an NBA championship, but admitted being disappointed that Leonard and the rest of Toronto's 2018-19 roster wouldn't be able to try to defend their crown together next season. I think you can't blame a guy for wanting to go home, Nurse said Saturday night at the Las Vegas Summer League. That's what he texted me today. I'm going home. And I just said, you've changed a lot of lives, man, by what you've accomplished in Toronto, mine especially. Aw. And thanked him for what he did, and we'll look to the future and we'll look to win a title again. Aw.
Well,
Bromance.
like I said, Kawhi has no loyalties.
Yeah, you did.
This chick said loyal. That's all I can say. But that's Kawhi for you. But yes, there was a severe Kawhi watch all through. Well, most of last week. The week before it was just speculation, but most of last week everybody was eagerly anticipating what this great announcement is going to be. Is he going to move to the Lakers? What's he going to do? And the guy comes out and announces he's going to the Clippers, and he's going to the Clippers with Paul George. So now Kawhi and Paul George are going to try and take on LeBron and Anthony Davis next season. So I can't wait to see any games between, in fact, every single game between these two, and they share the same building, by the way. So I can't wait to see the games between these two. However, when he says he's going home, he makes it look like when LeBron was leaving the Miami Heat and saying that he's going home. It's not the same thing. People in LA, they don't really send him like that. He's not moving there for loyalties. He's moving there for the money. I think it was $141 million dollars. Yes. Kaide,
$1 million in what?
don't put your eye too wide. Yeah, $141 million. I don't know what.
Well, that's enough to make anybody move.
Yeah, I want to be his PR manager, even if I can't do a lot of PR. But that's what he moved for. He moved for his money. He didn't move for LeBron that was trying to bring the ring home. We know LeBron's investment in his hometown, and then how he feels about his city. But this was nothing like that. This was just one guy making a decision on where he's going to go to next. It's like he's telling people, if you sign me, you'll get the ring.
But might he be a success at the
at the Clip? Oh, definitely yes, he can. And with the team that he's built around him, the fact is that he didn't go alone. He also went with Paul George, and they're still keeping a bulk of the Clippers team that was led last season. Oh, definitely they can push for something.
All right, let's talk about the Super Eagles, but more importantly, let's talk about the coach, right? That's going out Raw. He said why I introduced Chukwueze late against Cameroon. Now, according to Raw, when you have some offensive players like the left back, from Cameroon, which is Oyongo, who comes forward all the time. You have to have a strong offensive player like Chukwueze, who is not good defensively. Then you need a player like Moses Simon, who plays more defensively in his club. That's why I started Moses Simon to stabilize the team and bring in Chukwueze at the right time, 60 minutes of the game. Ross said, however, adding that I don't believe it changed the results. It helped us to score the 2 goals and win.
Okay, here's the thing about Geno Raw. He definitely has some thoughts going on in his head. It's just that sometimes when you look at those thoughts, you're watching.
They don't translate to
you're just thinking, why are you doing that? Like, you want to make okra soup. Why are you buying a goosey? I don't understand. Sometimes you have to ask these questions. And I can see now that he mentions it, I can see what he's trying to say. But it's not making as much sense considering the fact that Samuel Chukwueze is the one guy that falls back to defend and also helps in the attack and even gives the team more weight.
I don't even think he's not good defensively.
I know what like I said, I don't see what they see on training ground, but I know what I see on the pitch, and he helps out the defense, which is more than I can say for Moses Simon that just runs, and sometimes I don't even know where he's running to. But he comes up with these excuses, and then the player he's trying to defend or the decision he's trying to defend, it doesn't really add up. So nah, I'm not buying that. I think it makes sense for me that he brought in Samuel Chukwueze. I will still question the fact that Samuel Chukwueze was brought on late. But don't give excuses. Don't try to make it look, because the reason this question arose was Samuel Chukwueze came on the pitch and made so much difference, was visible to everybody, both defensively and attack-wise. So people will obviously ask you, so why didn't you use this guy since? He could have said, oh, we tried out this player, and then don't say one is good defensive one, especially when we watch the game ourselves. You can't be selling us cut slippers. We know. So general, we understand that you look at your team, you have a tactics in mind, you also have an idea of what some of the players can do, but don't try to sell us down. We see too.
And then the Super Eagles still have a consistency problem.
We see too, and it comes down again to attitude. So the fact that Super Eagles played a little differently because they lost to Madagascar, and now they're going to face the South African side that has just done a major job on the Egyptians. I don't think they're going to take South Africa for granted. I don't think they're going to start that game with as much fire in their belly.
But that's how they've started.
With as much fire in their bellies like they did against the Cameroonians. But hey, let's wait and see. Because now that they have beaten a rival like Cameroon, the Domitable Lions, there's a way they're going to approach a team like Cameroon, South Africa, that they beat all the time. Do you understand? You dominate these guys. Let's not forget that
South Africa also beat Nigeria.
Yeah, but that one time that South Africa beat Nigeria in the qualifiers, there was a lot of drama in the team. So I tell you, those players, they have a way of looking at teams. They're like, it's just South Africa. It's just Madagascar.
Let's take some comments now. We have all right, should we do tennis first? Okay, we'll come back and take comments. Roger Federer chased Rafael Nadal for 2 years to secure Cape Town date. So what's going on with that relationship?
Okay, so basically, if you know anything about the Roger Federer Africa tournament, the tournament he organizes to help relieve poverty in Africa, plays sometimes with Bill Gates and the rest. He's always wanted to do that in Africa. His mother is from South Africa. He wanted to bring it home. If we are playing for Africa, we should be playing in Africa. Yes. And considering that the fact that his mother is from South Africa, and he's also been to South Africa to do some charity work. To do some charity work. It was something he really wanted to do. But and he really wanted to do it with a big name. Rafa Nadal is his friend. So he had to toast Rafa Nadal. Rafa Nadal kept pushing and pushing. So for 2 years. So this is not Roger Federer's fault. He really wanted to come to Africa. Nadal just didn't want to come with him.
Should we boycott Africans in the house? Should we boycott Nadal?
Okay, you will boycott. I'll be there. Boycott. I'll be there on your behalf. But what is happening is that Rafa Nadal has said yes. And so February 7th next year is Roger Federer versus Rafa Nadal in South Africa. Get your tickets.
Okay, all the way.
So take me along with you, Tega. Do not I repeat, do not go alone.
Mm.
Guys, I'll be in South Africa watching Nadal and Federer. But let's go on a break while I try to convince this lovely young woman here called Tega Supreme to take me along with her. Well, you can send in your messages. When we come back, we'll read your messages. If you want to go to South Africa to watch Nadal and Federer, you better send nice messages to
You make it sound
Tega.
like she's giving out tickets, Like
Tega is a
yeah,
powerful woman. LIS International.
One
Go on
chance.
to YouTube, watch us live, and then of course on WhatsApp and on Twitter. Use the hashtag LockerRoom981. We'll be back. Don't take me to South Africa.
One chance.
Which one?
I'm trying to schedule
See.
to join the conversation.
Oh, bless you.
You want to talk about the
No, we talked about that last week. He came up. to
Can't
talk
put
about
me
it.
under pressure, Sha. I don't have South Africa ticket.
This and these were the two most commented stories.
Yes.
Rotus will be able to talk more on this, I think.
No, it wasn't really. It was because we did it for the first time.
Actually, you know
So
what?
we should do
The Lagos
I beg,
president-
the Lagos one is one. He carried all our money to go and give
And this
Super
one will
Eagles.
get more
Ashamge.
reaction.
You'll get more
We had a lot-
reaction.
What is it?
reaction.
Sorry,
With our dead road. I'm angry oh, with
And
our
then
dead
we can
road.
even spin it. What?
Tega, do you want to join the
The
conversation?
time. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Mel Genetega, I've
Tega is
traveled.
football. Come
Yeah, Tega, come and join
on.
now,
No,
because
this is not
No,
football. Oh, this is
Anyway,
politics.
go back.
It's
I am.
Coming
politics.
back. No, put a long lineup,
I
please.
can't find one.
Oh wow. Okay, play
No-
the two liners.
No 9 mobile.
That's what they just played.
Okay.
I've got another one. 8 seconds.
The
8
reason why
seconds.
Tega join us. You know why? I want us to talk about the other incentives
Come in
that they
second
give other
seconds.
people. Okay, let's go. So this one. It's a smooth breakfast show, and it's the Locker Room 981 with Ayomira Esse.
And Kayode Baker.
And without Tega, it's not complete. Tega Supreme is here.
Oh, yes.
And this is lovingly brought to you by 9 Mobile. Let's take some comments. Paula Kowe is very straight to the point. All you want is that please leave that mic. We want to see your face. So that's Tega. Please tell Tega to leave that mic.
No.
That's the first comment to get here. Ooh,
No.
there's lots of
Tons
comments.
of comments. Okay, this one says, good morning, Tega. Locker room. Why give money to the players? Are they not going to be paid? The people of this country.
Are you
Okay.
responding to the? Oh, okay, all right. So hello, Tega. Don't go beyond your analysis in trying to play a coach. The coach has told you reasons for what he did. You can't fault him. OBJ, you just went there.
OBJ, that's my job.
let's
My
hope
job
Wenger
is to
comes in.
question what he has told me. And since I have 2 eyes and a brain, I
Wenger
guess.
says we'll underestimate South Africa to our own peril.
And then Nathan Njoku says Gernot Raw is just making noise because we won. Why has he not played Enrio Yekuru? Ahmed Musa just runs. No ingenuity from him. Umero positioning when defending crosses is poor. We need to wake up against South Africa. If not, we'll get punished like the Egyptians.
Ojo says, let's see, what does Ojo say?
He says Madagascar is a surprise team. The tournament, South Africa cannot beat Nigeria a second time. Once beaten, twice shy. So our players need to keep up the pace.
And Jabrin says, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I am in Nadania. So all you, when I said you should boycott.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ashwin Victor says, I just want to use this medium to congratulate the Super Eagles for defeating the Cameroonian team. Though I never gave them the chance, while for Madagascar, they will never disappoint me. God bless Nigeria and Chimobi Victor.
Thank you, Chimobi. We love you too. All right, Ajok Kena says, Auntie Tega, with that type of defending, Bafana will beat us every day. The defending was terrible. And if we defend like that against South Africa, Presitao go use or shine. All right, thank you so much for your comments. Let's move on to our next story.
Okay, so this next story, it talks about, it's tennis basically. Coco Gauff will face the toughest challenge of a Wimbledon campaign when she takes on Simona Halep on Manic Monday with British #1 Johanna Konta also in action. After a day off Sunday, we'll resume as Konta plays Petra Kvitova. Now, defending champion Novak Djokovic and former winners Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal also return in the 4th round, and Djokovic will take on Frenchman Hugo Humbert on court 1, while on center court, 8-time champion Federer faces Italian, and Nadal also plays Portugal's Joao Sousa.
Okay, so it's called Manic Monday for a reason. The lineup set for you. They say Cocomania for those of you that have been watching. What Corey Golf, what 15-year-old I have to mention, what 15-year-old Corey Golf has been doing player after player, and it seemed like her first match, from the start she dominated, but her last match that she played, to get her here, she was a set down and 3-1 down in the second set. That 50-year-old girl, I don't know where she got the heart or the bravery from. She fought back from that position to win the match, and we're all jumping with her. So it's such an amazing way she's taking the women's circuit by storm, at least in Wimbledon.
Yeah.
So want to see exactly how far she can go. Today she steps up against Simona Halep. Yes, I know, sounds hard, but Simona Halep also has some weaknesses that can make her beaten. She's a bigger server than anybody Coco Gauff has faced. So that's the first thing that Coco Gauff has to worry about: her big serves, her pounding forehand, and she's also somebody that can stay in the game. Like Simona Halep looks like she can run a marathon, and when she's done, she can compete in the 1,500 meters. She looks like that kind of person. So those things will stand up against Coco Gauff, but the fighting spirit in that little girl, can't wait to see.
All right, we can't wait to see. I look forward to the results. So I think it looks like a lot of people are definitely rooting for her. Another person that people were rooting for, and now she's emerged as won the Golden Boots, is USA's Megan Rapinoe.
Woo! Captain America.
Megan has won the FIFA Women's World Cup Golden Boots after helping her side beat the Netherlands 2-0 in Sunday's final. The 34-year-old scored a second half penalty to finish the tournament with 6 goals and 3 assists.
Yeah, she's not the oldest. Callie Lloyd is the oldest.
Wow.
Callie Lloyd is 36. So
it means women have more lasting power and stamina than men.
No, don't say that. They're 40. They are 40-year-old men. So Gigi Buffon is 40, and he's still playing
in the World Cup. In the World Cup.
Well,
I think we had some. Even Africans.
Even Africa. Oh, sorry. Let's not go to Africa, because now we have to be talking about football age and real age. I don't want us to navigate those waters. Let's just focus on the women. Let's focus on the women. Leave the men alone. Yeah, but it's amazing. Megan Rapinoe. I remember how she was rested. They didn't want to tell us the extent of her injuries. Against who did they play first? Against the English team, hamstring, muscle strain, all those, the languages they use, not so that you know that she's not very injured, that she's not very fit. Okay. So there were questions, because at every point in time, it always looked like they were going to bring her on the pitch, but they never did, because they understood the extent of her injury. And even in this game against the Dutch in the finals, she was still substituted to let Kristen Press come on. So she was not even fully fit. And this girl, from the start of the tournament, I mean, people were talking about how Alex Morgan will be great. People were talking about Rose Lavelle, the new up and coming, or the bright future for America. But no, I mean, you made noise about Megan Rapinoe, but not too much. Yeah, like she's a solid member of the team. She's fighting Donald Trump. She's fighting in politics for equal rights for women, equal pay for this, equal pay for that. But it wasn't. She wasn't the name. If you asked who was going to be the standout name, most people would say Alex Morgan. But Megan Rapinoe, she went quietly about doing her job. I think by the end of the group stages, you could tell that this girl was going to be MVP of the tournament if America got to the finals, and that's what it was. 6 goals in the game, 3 assists, the same number with Alex Morgan, only she had played fewer minutes, and so she got to the Golden Boots. And of course, the way she carried herself and she carried the team, amazing. Like when they got the penalty yesterday, it was so certain that it had to be Rapinoe that took it. And Rapinoe's confidence, she's calm, she's cool. Like she looks so fiery and feisty, but she has the calmest head.
You're making me fall in love with her.
Oh, she's amazing. I've fallen in love since. But she got the golden boot and the golden ball. So golden boots for the 6 goals. Yes, and golden ball for being the player of the tournament. US kind of won a lot of things. Rose Lavelle also got the bronze ball.
Should we rename it the FIFA US Women's World Champion?
For now, because the thing about it is that their structures have covered so well. So from high school, the way they play their football, that's where they even discover talent. We're not even talking of their league. Their league is of no consequence. It's not even as good as the French league or the German league or the English league. Their league is in shambles compared to, but that NCAA tournament where they have soccer and they're bringing out all those amazing women. That's where that's their grassroots. That's where it really starts from. And so they have a system that when one set of players leave, players are leaving, you can see the new set of players and the way they infuse them together. Congratulations to them. And for Jill Ellis, wonderful. She's won 2 World Cups and she helped the US to win the World Cup back to back. Amazing. She's amazing woman. Yeah, but the Dutch is so sad. They European champions, they tried.
I think we all saw this coming.
Yeah, but
we all
did
saw
a
it
good
coming,
run.
but we thought we're hopeful. A number of people were still going to stick to
Tega
the US.
wasn't hopeful.
me, I was with me, US all the way.
Okay, let's talk about Egypt and also let's talk about South Africa basically. So Egypt have sacked head coach Javier Aguirre after the hosts suffered a shock defeat by South Africa in the last 16 of the Africa Cup of Nations. Now, Egypt Football Association President Hani Abo Rida also resigned, saying it was a moral obligation.
So people will never in West Africa, never. They died there. But what it is that so Egypt was one of the favorites, won all group stage matches, performed very well. But even then, if you were listening to the Egyptian media, they're saying that this is not how well the team can play, that the team could play a whole lot better than this, that the team looked like they were stuck in gear 1 and not just stuck in gear 1, they're stuck in gear 1 with flat tires. So they were complaining so bitterly, and from the outside you'll be watching it and I'm sure a lot of people were carried away by the results, but if you saw the names of the team and if you saw how complete that team was and the strength and depth of that team, I think I would agree with them that they were not as dominant as the team could have been. And so again, there's also the politics of after having an Egyptian coach lead the Egyptian team, you went to bring this Javier Aguirre from Mexico. Like they couldn't hack it. Again, that's another part of the argument that it wasn't a homegrown coach. But the argument was there, and then they faced and then they face South Africa, and is the scariest thing ever that Egypt couldn't score against Bafana. And that's not disrespectful for me trying to disrespect Bafana. They did a good job. They're not so bad. But the Egypt team that came out or that lined up against South Africa on a normal day will defeat a South African side. And I know football is not mathematics, but Egypt didn't play to their full strength. And that's one of the reasons why the FA chairman president just resigned. He's like, I didn't do my job well. I didn't hire the right people. I didn't provide the right atmosphere. But it can never happen in West Africa. If they're like, let them fail, they will die there. They will never leave. But I guess that's what the Egyptians do. So they've sacked him and they're going to start rebuilding again. But yes, there's a lot that Egypt has to do to get back to their glory days in Africa.
I totally agree with you. Given the quality in that team,
there was no way they should have been there. Yeah.
Okay, don't forget your
messages.
messages.
Out so that we can beat South Africa. Let's go to some messages.
This one from Toib says, good morning, guys. I'm happy Nigeria defeated Cameroon. What a great comeback. But now they should be more serious against the South Africans because they're good on counters.
All right, thanks to him. Now, Oz from Ikeja says, wow, Coco Golf is my new love. Forget Naomi Osaka. That girl is amazing. She pulled an Ivanic, is it? You know her name. I don't see her going past Halep though, but come what may, I'm rooting for her and she has a brilliant career ahead for sure.
Big E says, my heart was just pounding when I saw 1-2 first half. They created loopholes for a goal, and now USA are still champions. The only cup England will carry is their teacup.
You're just mean.
Ogo says, hi Tega, all you think of Madagascar steal the movie. Is all you think of Madagascar steal the movie.
My dear, when I saw the present, I was still thinking of the movie. But I'm thinking about them better.
I like to movie. Honestly, you guys are salted for me. But we need to go on the break now. When we come back, we'll continue, or we'll be wrapping up the sporting news here in the locker room. But stay tuned, send your messages in. We'll try to read as many as possible before we have to go. You people are everywhere I go.
I'm telling you. Okay, so we are literally going to read. Yeah, it's the last story. So
from Joy to
yeah. So it's the last story. So we might as well just read it. I'm telling you, Madagascar, Sha. Hey!
Leave the cup.
No, I'll protest. See that thing that they're saying about about this thing is not going to go on. If people go and tell people like this, you see my red eye. But you see that thing you're saying about because the CAF president is
He's
from Madagascar.
I can't be now.
That there was there were genuinely some tackles I saw in that game that the referee did not give. Referee was like, I cannot see anything. Stevie Wonder, baby. That was quick. That break was really quick.
It's 27 seconds actually. That's
Wow,
left.
wow.
Oh, was it? Ooh, we can do a story definitely and take comments.
And we'll do one
Usually
story
we
and
come
take
back
on.
at 43 or
But
something.
Madagascar is doing well. It's not cheating. It's not rigging. Is it? It's just painting the lines. You know.
Like me, don't block my destiny, please. People are looking at my face.
You understand? And come on, be standing here, be putting your hair in people's view because your hair managed should be fine small.
Okay, welcome back, Lagos. Smooth 98.1 is still the dial. Don't forget, this is Locker Room 91. My name is Kayode Baker.
And I'm Ayo Marese. I'm still trying to recover from what she did to me now. Only the people on YouTube are
can see it.
privileged to
Yeah.
see what goes on behind the scenes. When we talk about hair, we talk about stories that Tega is telling to take on. From joy to tears to joy again for Jesus, right? So Gabriel Jesus scored one goal and assisted another before being sent off as Brazil won a first Copa America title in 12 years, beating Peru 3-1. Ooh, they won.
I think we saw
Yes.
that coming.
Yeah, I think by the time, I mean, from the start, they were a bit tricky. Like everybody else and Copa America, they're a bit iffy. But by the time the final was Peru against Brazil, you pretty much knew which way the pendulum was going to swing, and it started out like that with Brazil going up first, and then Peru getting a penalty before Jesus now put Brazil ahead. And then went on to get a second yellow, which gave him a red. And then he cried and he kicked a water bottle and then he pushed down the
Oh my
VAR stand.
goodness.
Oh yes, he threw a tantrum. Then he threw down the VAR stand. Then he walked into the tunnel. I was crying. I was pointing fingers at the referee. It looked like a schoolboy thing. I was holding my
But
head.
sport makes a lot of grown men.
It brings
become-
emotions.
Don't get me wrong.
No,
I
emotion, bring the little boy.
I understand the passion. It's just that if it's some other players now, there'd be memes about it. But because it's Gabriel Jesus, he doesn't have a file yet that we're going to go after him. And then somehow, when it looked like Brazil was soaking in a lot of pressure, the referees manufactured a penalty. And I would say they manufactured a penalty because I thought I was the only one that didn't think it was a penalty. The commentator said, I don't understand VAR. That's when I knew that we're all together. So yes, they've been again, and I would say this is why you won't see a lot of South American referees at the World Cup. There's been a lot of questionable ref officiating, but at the end of the day, when you throw a dart at who was likely going to win the
It would
Copa
actually most
America,
likely be
yeah,
Brazil.
it will hit. Brazil will be one of the countries that it will hit. So, congratulations to them. They've won a trophy since the first trophy since 2007. But
Oh.
Dani Alves, I was just checking it out. He has 40 titles now
40 titles.
for club and country. 40
Amazing.
all around the world. You can't. That's the best player in the world. All this Messi, Ronaldo argument is rubbish. 40 titles for Dani Alves. I'm voting him.
All right. Okay, so let's go to comments. MI from Akoka says, from today, if anyone says Pim about Igalo again or look at him in a koi way, that person will hear from me. Thus says the Lord. No.
Until he
no,
misses
Lord.
in front of a
No
goal
more
again.
Salah. Rapinoe though, the marathon continues. Don't mind Nigeria.
What is Pim?
Igalo should not be too excited though. They're very fickle fans in this Nigeria.
This one says, hello guys, the Egyptians have been playing one way and always playing to Mo Salah's strength. In the last 4 years, the Bafana left back did a hell of a job marking Mo Salah. This is George from Aja.
Yeah.
Kunle from Lekki says, hello guys, I fell in love with the Women's World Cup final, world class compared to the Algeria versus Guinea match was a mini rugby match. Our boys should not underrate the South Africans, they are quite mobile.
Yeah.
And Paul Dimidia from Sule says the Eagles may have dodged the Cameroon bullet on Saturday, though I congratulate them. I'm still not convinced enough about their performance to change my mind about them making the last four, which is the minimum acceptable target.
Wow.
All right. So Jacob from Abawa says, I think Moses Simon shouldn't start against South Africa.
He
Chukwueze made more imports in that game more than Simon. I saw the Cameroonians got frightened immediately got on the pitch. All right, okay, let's take one more comment before we go.
This one says, this is Shay. Morning, great sports gurus. US women's team are fantastic. They deserve the trophy. Tega, if we can beat Cameroon, then we can beat South Africa like 3-1. If we meet Madagascar again, they will be punished badly.
Mm.
Messi go retire. Argentina can't win in your time.
Joe.
Okay.
Shout out on YouTube. I'll take one at least from YouTube. Shout out to all those who have sent us messages here on YouTube. Ibrahim Hassan says Super Eagles fluke win, gameplay questionable, but a win is a win last. And then Ayola Iwayemi says, Tega the Tiger, your analysis is always on point. You made me love the other sports. Ayo and Kayode, great job. Where is Valentine? Valentine is on leave. Okay, well, he was on leave. He's now on training.
Yes.
For this week, but he'll be back. Well, leave is leave, but he'll be back on Monday. So, yes, I know you all miss him. We miss him as well. So we'll see Valentine again on Monday.
Speak for
Next
yourself.
Monday.
All right, guys. Coming up after this, it's going to be Lagos Talks 981, where you Lagos get to talk. Stay close.
Actually,
Miss who? Who misses what?
Actually.
You know what? I almost said we miss him, so I now realized that would sound very awkward.
No, but
No, you miss him.